Okay, we're ready to define a new power here, and we're going to define the exponent 1/2. And a to the 1/2 will only be defined if a is a number greater than or equal to 0. And in that case, a to the 1/2 is b if b is that unique positive number or number greater than or equal to 0 for which b squared is equal to a. We also use this notation, and this is called the square root of a, and it means exactly the same thing as a to the 1/2. So if we're looking for the square root of 9, we're looking for that unique number whose square is equal to 9, and the number is greater than or equal to 0. And that unique number is 3, so we have the square root of 9, or 9 to the 1/2, is equal to 3. If we're trying to find the square root of 16, we need to find the unique number greater than or equal to 0 whose square is 16. And 4 fits the bill here, so 4 is the square root of 16, or 16 to the 1/2. And we can also use this to define a to the 1 over n for any n. Any n greater than or equal to 0, we can define a to the 1 over n is b, is where b is that unique number where b to the n equals a. Now, if n is even, then we must have a greater than or equal to 0, as we did with n equals 2 up here. Then we only apply a to the 1 over n to a's which are greater than or equal to 0. And then we choose the b greater than or equal to 0, which fits this equation. In other words, we choose the unique b greater than or equal to 0 with b to the n equals a. If n is odd, then we can apply this to any a, and in that case, the b may be positive or negative. If n is a negative number, then a to the 1 over n is just a to the negative 1 over negative n, and negative n is positive, which is 1 over a to the 1 over negative n. So it's defined using this definition. Okay, you may want to try these examples, pause the video, and see if you can figure out those examples, and then check how I do them. Okay, so for number 1, we're looking for the cube root of -8, and let's call it b. And what do we know about that b? We know that b is the unique number. It might be positive or negative, so that b cubed equals -8. Now it's good to know a few basic cubes and squares, etc. when calculating. And I know that 2 cubed is 8, and then I can figure out that -2 cubed is -2 times -2 times -2. Minus by minus by minus gives me a minus, and so this is -8. So -2 cubed is 8, and therefore that's what b is. b is the unique number. There's only one of those, so that b cubed equals -8. I'm going to try the next one, which is the 4th root of 16. So according to the definition, this is 16 to the 1 over 4. And I'm looking for a number b so that b to the 4 equals 16. And because 4 is even, I need a positive number so that that happens. Now, there's a little bit of guesswork involved here, but I know from experience that 2 to the 4 equals 16. And so that's the unique positive number so that b to the 4 equals 16. And so the fourth root of 16 is 2. That's the number I'm looking for, that unique number, so that 2 to the 4 is 16. Lastly, I'm going to try C, which is the fifth root of minus 32. Now, this is minus 32 to the 1 over 5. 5 is odd, and this may be a negative number. So I'm looking for, if that's b, I'm looking for that unique number so that b to the 5 is minus 32. And now once again I must use a little guesswork or experience, and I know that 2 to the 4 is 16, so 2 to the 5 is 2 times that, which is 32. So I know that 2 to the 5 equals 32. And then if I take minus 2 to the 5, I'm multiplying a minus by a minus by a minus by a minus by a minus. There are an odd number of minuses, and so that's equal to minus 32. So therefore, I get the fifth root of minus 32 must be this unique number, minus 2, whose fifth power is minus 32. Now, I mentioned above that if I had a negative n there, let's try another problem here. Suppose I want to calculate 16 to the power of 1 over minus 4. That's equal to 16 to the power of minus 1 over 4. And that's equal to, by definition, 1 over 16 to the 1 over 4. So that's 1 over the fourth root of 16, and that's, we figured this out above, this is 2, so that's 1 over 2. So this definition also includes a to the 1 over n, where n is an integer less than 0, simply because a to the 1 over n is 1 over a to the 1 over minus n, which is defined here for n greater than or equal to 0.